What is going on, everyone? Destination wedding videography, what you can pack, what you should pack, and how I pack for a weekend of shooting a destination wedding. Now, everyone's gonna be different in, packing some type of gear, but while I'm on this journey, I might as well make this little video here and kind of talk about on how I pack to shoot a destination wedding and gear that I would bring for myself as a solo shooter, and cameras and lenses and certain stuff that I have to leave at home, and only certain stuff that I am going to be bringing with me to shoot this wedding. So let's get into it. First things first is this is going to be a backpack that I actually just picked this one up on Amazon, and it's got so many pockets here. This here is going to be holding my DJI, my 2 tripods, some clothes, and some other accessories for my camera gear. Now, when I first picked this up, I realized on how many zippers and sections there are on this, and now I'm going to put a link to this bag in the description below. The pretty sweet bag. I've hid some of my NPF batteries in this bag right here, just to kind of keep this backpack a little lighter. But I'm actually going to be on my way shooting this wedding in an hour, so I'm just going to be taking some stuff out. Found my DJI Action 5 Pro, and we have some clothes here. And while I have this bag open, we're actually going to be talking about some tripods that I'm going to be using for this film here in Edmonton. Now, I'm not going to be using your typical style tripods. I'm gonna be talking about these guys right here. Now, because the cameras I'm gonna be putting on these smaller tripods, I don't even know what you want to call them, but these are amazing. I love them, and they're easy to pack. So I got 2 of those. I got one right here as well. I actually just picked this one up 2 days ago for this wedding. I'm gonna take that out since we need it. So both of these tripods are fairly the same. I like to just put my finger on the end here, twist and pop the legs open, and then you're able to twist the dial and then extend the arm. Now, this one I've had for probably a year, so it doesn't have a separate head or some sort of plate where I can take off. The one that I recently just purchased before I ended up going on this trip is this Ulanzi tripod, or whatever you even want to call it. It's a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more heavy duty. The legs feel like metal at least, and it actually comes with a plate that can come on and off, which is going to be on my other rig, which we're going to talk later on in this video. Now, one reason why I like this one over the first one I originally purchased is the head can swivel and tilt, as to where the other one I purchased, the head does not swivel or doesn't even have a locking plate. Put a link for these in the description below. Also, I'll let you know later on in the video what camera I decided to put on what tripod. Also, some airlines are kind of restricted on the certain amount of size of the bag you can bring with you, and I feel like this bag is perfect for most airlines. The airline that I used to travel to Edmonton was Porter, and I had absolutely no problem using this backpack. So as soon as you open up this flap here, we're gonna have one zipper on the top. So we're gonna get into the zipper on the top here. So the first thing I had was a separate little bag that I used for most important accessories, such as my lav mics, separate batteries, cables, and stuff like that. I always have this on me just in case if I'm, running around and I'm not close to my backpack, I'll at least have all the necessary stuff on me instead of having to chase down my camera bag. Another thing that I had in here are all my microphones, including an extra mic just in case if something happened to my DJI mics. So the microphones that I fairly use all the time are gonna be the DJI mics, which I am using right now. And then I also have these full aim microphones, which are fairly great. They actually come in a charging case. I didn't bring the charging case with me just because I wanted to keep everything small and tight in the bag. And then obviously for a backup, I use these older Sennheiser microphones. These are actually the Sennheiser microphones that I started using when I first started shooting weddings. I actually have the XLR version as well, so I can go directly into the DJ booth or an actual speaker. Another thing I decided to bring with me was one of the smaller, newer V-mount batteries. Even though I didn't bring a V-mount battery plate for my camera, I brought this just in case if I needed to quickly charge one of my cameras or my phone or just some smaller accessories. This is a nice, small, powerful little battery that I would highly recommend if you are on the go, such as shooting wedding destinations or somewhere where you don't have an outlet to charge some stuff. So that is one compartment on the top here. We also have another zipper here on the bottom, which I did have some chargers for my Nikons and some other necessary items, but they're no longer in there because I was cleaning out this backpack earlier. So as soon as we open this up, we have a sleeve here that is made for a laptop. My MacBook Pro 15-inch fits in here perfectly. Now we're gonna get into all the types of cameras and lenses that I decided to bring with me. The main camera that I used to shoot this wedding was the Nikon Z8, which if you have been following me on this channel here, you know I have been using the Nikon Z8 for some time now. I absolutely love it. We're actually using it right now to film this, so I can't really show you that camera, but that is gonna be the A camera that I use to shoot this wedding. Also, one lens that I probably used 80% of the time is going to be the Tamron 35-150. Now this is made for the Sony E-mount cameras, but I also have the newer style autofocus adapter that is made for the Nikon Z mount, and the autofocus worked actually very great using this small little adapter. I don't think I've had any hunting or any problems with the autofocus. Now, one thing that I realized that this was gonna be my main priority lens. I never really had the chance to try and balance the Nikon Z8 with the Tamron on the DJI RS2, but I was able to balance it perfectly and it worked out just as fine. One other lens that I also decided to bring with me was the Nikon 17-28. I thought I just needed something a little wider for some cool shots and stuff like that, especially on the gimbal. Now, the monitor I decided to use was the Atomos Shinobi. This monitor is super small, it's light, takes only one battery, not very battery hungry. Sometimes it could be depending on where you are shooting. But this monitor is great, especially for the price. And then of course I have some small NPF batteries as well, and also a microphone, the Sennheiser, I forget what model this is. And then my other B camera was the Nikon Z30. I absolutely love this camera. It's super small, fits inside any backpack. I also used and mainly use the kit lens. And I think I only had to use one battery during this whole entire wedding, which is insane. And then I also had the DJI mic actually going directly into the Nikon Z30. Now, one thing that I just dislike about the Nikon Z30 is that there is no headphone jack. So just, you know, putting it out there, if you are looking for a camera that has a headphone jack, this camera does not have one. But sometimes the way I just do my recordings for audio is I just record directly into the DJI mic, so I don't have to worry about it because we got 32-bit float going directly into the DJI mic too. Now, the reason why I wanted to use my iPhone as a B camera or even a C camera is because the quality that we can get out of the iPhone, and especially with all the different types of flavors that we can record in using the Blackmagic app, is just insane. Now, I had to come up with some sort of rig to use on the iPhone if I wanted to use ND filters and a way to mount this on a tripod. So I had this magnetic lens filter adapter hanging around and I decided to put it to use. So basically what it is, we have magnets on one side and another magnet on the other side. And basically all it does is just attaches to the back of your camera just like that. And then I also had to figure out how to mount an SSD to this because I didn't have enough storage on my iPhone to record most important stuff of the wedding. Then I came up with this other type of system. This is the Ulanzi magnetic adapter. Now, this is not mainly used for an SSD, or at least I don't think it is, but instead I decided to use it as a magnetic SSD adapter holder for my iPhone. Now, because this has magnets on both sides, I'm actually able to mount this on one side of the lens filter adapter and then able to mount my SSD. Even though the SSD doesn't have magnets on it to attach, this is spring loaded, so it stays in there nice and firm. This attaches just on the back, just like that. As you can hear it, it's fairly loud. And last thing is just to slide your SSD in there. So now you have a nice little compact iPhone rig where you can attach NDs and also record to an external SSD. Now, the good thing about this is that we can actually take everything off all at once instead of doing one or the other. So all we have to do is simply attach it like that, and then we're good to go. Now, the cool thing about this is that I actually have the plate on the bottom of the Ulanzi magnetic adapter where I can actually mount that plate that goes for this tripod and just slide it in just like that. So now I have a nice sturdy little tripod for my iPhone rig. Now this holds up the weight no problem. Even the other one, this other tripod here, which I use for my Nikon Z30. Now it might get flimsy at times if you extend it all the way. But majority of the time I didn't have it extended, so this tripod did fairly good holding up the Nikon Z30. Now that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions regarding the iPhone rig or certain things that I decided to bring with me versus not bringing with me, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.